Vice President J.D. Vance will be visiting East Palestine to mark the 2-year anniversary of the train derailment. Find out later.
President Donald Trump recently signed a new executive order that involves some of the U.S. biggest trade partners. We'll break down what it means.
Kent State students have the chance to win the housing lottery. Learn more about how housing applications are no longer first come, first serve.
Later, we'll find out if that groundhog, Punxsutawney Punk, was lying about spring coming early yesterday. All this and more as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County, and welcome to this first edition of Kent Stater TV News at 6 this semester. I'm Michael Neenan.
And I'm Nikki Kajeski.
The new year may have just begun, but students are already looking for housing options next year.
Our reporter Landry Torres is here to tell us about the newest housing application. Hi, Landry.
Hi guys, that's right, and as students look to apply for housing, the university is making updates to its housing application policy. I spoke with university housing and students about the changes. That's all I have for you tonight, Portage County. Stay up to date with the latest from the Housing Department by visiting kent.edu. For more stories like this, visit kentstater.com. Landry Torres, KSTV.
Thanks, Landry. Feeling stressed with it being the 4th week of the semester? The Student Rec will be offering Aroma Yoga workshop starting tomorrow night. While taking a multi-level yoga class, you have the opportunity to make your own customized body product. Spots are limited, so they encourage those interested to register as soon as possible. Registration can be made by visiting recwell.kent.edu.
A Manaway police officer is suing the Portage County Sheriff with claims that she was wrongfully separated from her child after being pulled over by investigators, according to court documents. The plaintiff, Miranda Brothers, alleges that after she was taken into custody on January 1st of last year, she was separated from her 5-year-old son and her phone was taken from her. Brothers is seeking damages for emotional distress. Keeping things in Portage County, the village of Manaway completed a water main along State Route 44. Construction for the project began in 2021 after the village of Manaway was unable to meet Environmental Protection Agency guidelines. While the pipe is meant to act as an emergency connection between Manaway and Portage County's water supply, the main cannot be brought online until the county builds another water tower. February is Black History Month, but this February marks the 55th year of the month-long celebration.
Trey Chapman was the latest on the universities honoring the milestone.
That's right, guys. It's finally February, meaning that Black History Month is now in motion, and Kent State has already begun celebrating. Over the weekend, Kent State held a special event full of food, speakers, and live music. The university's student ballroom held the 55th Black History Month celebration that honors the legacy Kent State has from starting the observed commemoration.
We keep it ongoing. You know, one can fall here, one can pass on here, but we have others who step right in. And as time goes on, people fade away, other ones take their place. And that's very important, and we worked hard to establish that foundation to make sure that happens.
Community leaders, alumni, and activists participated in the discussions about civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. and Trayvon Martin, a young teen who was subjected to police brutality. While participants focused on topics from the past, speakers prioritized embracing the culture now at Kent State.
In terms of history, we start with a living history, I call it, and then we go back from there, which kind of makes Kent State unique because of the nature of our history and our legacy.
This year's event, which was presented in partnership with BUS and the Center for Student Involvement, aimed to honor Black excellence and raise awareness about the rich and complex history of African American experience.
So far, it's been quite a great experience. I've met a lot of cool people and just feel really connected to my heritage. I think it's important that events like these bring us together because everyone feels more connected to each other. We're more sociable, more just open to talk with each other when you don't feel excluded in a lot of ways.
For more upcoming events surrounding the topic of Black History Month, visit the E. Timothy Moore Students Multicultural Center's website. For KSTV, I'm Trinity Chapman.
Thank you, Trinity. The Ravenna City Schools is closing West Park Elementary School at the end of the current year, citing a decline in enrollment. Students will move to Williard Elementary School for the next academic year. West Park Elementary was originally opened in 1960 and has served as a kindergarten building since 1997.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County and my mom. It seems like it's about time for the first forecast, and we will start out with the current temperature in Kent. It's about 52 degrees, but it feels like 49 because it's pretty cloudy. The wind is heading southwest at around 7 miles per hour, and there's about 65% cloud cover. And looking further into the hourly forecast, around 7 p.m., it'll drop down to 50. Around 9 p.m., it'll drop down to 46, and around 11 p.m., it'll drop down to 41. So as you can see, the temperatures are starting to decline as the sun goes down, and you can also see that there's a chance of rain increasing as time goes on. And lastly, tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be pretty cloudy. The temperatures will continue to drop throughout the day, and there is a very, very low chance of precipitation. And also, if you're really into that moon stuff, it's going to be at the first quarter tomorrow night. But that's all the time I have for right now, and come back later to hear more about those statewide temperatures. For now, I'm tossing it back to the desk. Neenan?
Thank you, Jenny. A 14-year-old boy was shot in Cleveland's east side, according to police. The boy is currently in stable condition. The shooting occurred near the intersection of Eldemere Avenue and Lee Road at around 3 p.m. The matter is currently under investigation, and police ask anyone with information about the shooting to call the 4th District Detective Bureau.
Staying in Cleveland, a water main break caused an underground fire and transformer explosion outside the Justice Center Thursday. The water entered the courthouse from underground vents, leading to the explosion, causing an electric fire. Employees evacuated shortly, and the Justice Center closed at noon. Cuyahoga County reported no injuries. Officials say repairs will take a few days. Going statewide, Vice President J.D. Vance will be visiting East Palestine to mark the 2-year anniversary of the train derailment. February 3, 2023, 5 tankers containing hazardous chemicals were vetted and burned, invading the city, including its air and water. Today also marks the first lawsuit filed claiming people died due to the accident. Norfolk Southern has agreed to a $600 million class action settlement.
Tariffs implemented by the Trump administration take effect this week. Find out how countries are responding and how it will affect the U.S. economy.
United States Airlines planes caught on fire during takeoff. Stay tuned to find out why.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Nice.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
In the past few days, the nation has seen a lot of news regarding a few aviation incidents.
Our correspondent Emilio Hernandez has the latest stories. Hi, Emilio.
Thanks, guys. Good afternoon, Portage County. I'm here today to share with you some of the stories that have been sweeping the nation. So let's get started. Last Friday, a medevac jet crashed into a residential neighborhood in Philadelphia, killing 7 people. According to Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker, at least 22 people on the ground were injured, 5 of which remained hospitalized, with 3 in critical condition. As officials look for the cause of the crash, Mayor Parker reminds people to take care of each other. Last Wednesday, American Airlines Flight 53442 and a U.S. Army helicopter collided over the Potomac River. The flight and cockpit voice recorder, or the black box, of each aircraft was recovered by the National Transportation Safety Board. The plane's black box shows that it was flying about 325 feet when the collision occurred. However, the helicopter was flying at 200 feet. Its black box is being examined to explain this discrepancy. A United Airlines plane departing from Houston had to evacuate passengers Sunday when a fire was spotted on the plane before takeoff. Flight 1382 had to evacuate its passengers when an engine problem during takeoff caused smoke and fire on the right wing. The Houston Fire Department said on X that their airport rescue officials assisted with evacuations and that no injuries had been reported. And that's all I have for today, folks. For more stories like this, go to kentstater.com. I'm Emilio Hernandez. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, Portage County.
Thank you, Emilio. President Trump recently signed an executive order that will implement tariffs on trading partners like Mexico and Canada. Items shipped from Mexico and Canada will be taxed 25%, and those from China will be taxed 10%.
According to experts, these taxes will be commonly placed on gas and grocery prices. This economic price shakeup will begin starting tomorrow.
Catherine Wilson, a professor of the Department of Economics here at Kent State, weighed in with her thoughts on how the tariffs might affect students.
The biggest way I think it would affect Kent State students would be for those students maybe who are living in apartments, who are buying groceries, especially fresh fruits and vegetables. We import a lot of those from Mexico, and so if these tariffs get implemented, I'd expect the price of strawberries or fresh fruits and vegetables to go up. I'd also expect the price of gasoline to go up.
Professor Wilson explained her own perspective regarding the tariffs and possibly the reason behind this new proposal.
I think the primary argument that I've heard for why these tariffs are being implemented are to try and reduce migration and illegal drugs coming into the United States. And so it is possible that as a negotiating tool, we might see some movement around that.
Severe flooding in northeast Australia leaves 1 dead and hundreds of thousands in evacuation. The flooding began during a period of severe rainfall in the area, with nearly a summer's worth of rain coming down in just 3 days. The Queensland Department of Environment, Science and Innovation warns residents to be wary of crocodiles that may be lurking in the floodwaters.
Schools in Santorini, Greece are shutting down due to a series of earthquakes, with experts saying 200 tremors hit the island Friday, and they have no connection to the volcanoes also located in Santorini. So far, the strongest quake was 4.6 magnitude 1 on Sunday, according to Athens Geodynamic Institute. The other tremors have been recorded as being 3 and 4 magnitudes.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, Portage County and my mom. It's time for more weather. We'll get started on the statewide temperatures. So starting out up in Toledo, it's around 44 degrees and pretty sunny, which is somewhat similar, not temperature-wise, but visually-wise in Cincinnati, where it's at a very balmy 70 degrees. I wish I was them right now. In Columbus, it's sitting about in the middle at 62. Down in Athens at OU, it's around 66. In Pittsburgh, it's around 59. And Akron, Canton is closer to our weather at 53 degrees. But zooming in closer to Northeast Ohio, up in Sandusky at Cedar Point, I don't even know if it's open, but you could probably go on a ride at 42 degrees. I don't know how much fun it would be, but you definitely could. Down at Mansfield, it's around 55. Down in Worcester, it's 54. Akron, Canton, it's 53, like I said before. Here in Kent, it's 50 degrees, starting to get a little chilly. Up in Cleveland, it's about 51. Up in the northeast corner in Ashtabula, it's at 44, so it's getting chillier as you get closer to the lake, I think. And Youngstown is sitting at a nice, balmy 53. And as we look further into our 7-day forecast, tomorrow it's going to be cold, you guessed it. Wednesday, it's going to be cold again. Thursday, it's going to raise up a little bit, but it's going to rain, so it's not like you can enjoy it. Friday will be cold again, but at least it stops raining. Looking further, Saturday is going to be warm, but guess what? It's raining again. Sunday is going to be cold, not as much rain, and Monday is going to be even colder. We live in Northeast Ohio. It's to be expected. Just make sure you are still wearing some layers. But that's all the time I have for weather this week. I've been Jenny Zaborowski, and you're you. Have a good evening, Portage County.
The Cleveland Cavaliers dominated the Dallas Mavericks yesterday. We'll see how they got it done and who contributed to the win when we come back.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero. Good job, kitty cat. When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Cleveland Browns edge rusher and reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett requested a trade this morning. Garrett released a statement where he expressed interest in moving elsewhere for the 2025 season.
Browns general manager Andrew Berry previously said he wasn't interested in trading Garrett, and this would not change with the trade request. For more on sports, we take it to our sports reporter Maddox Miller.
Thank you, guys. And between trade rumors and actual trades and Cleveland teams, somehow this is all tied together. We had an action-packed weekend, so let's not waste any more time and head down to the hard court as we head to the MAC Center, where it was wagon wheel rivalry. Starting off with the men's team, the Kent State men's basketball team hosted the Akron Zips in the wagon wheel rivalry on Friday. The Golden Flashes were defeated 85-71 in their fourth straight loss to Akron. The Zips were led by junior guard Nate Johnson, who notched 20 points and was one of 6 Akron players to reach double digits. On the other side of things, senior guard Jalen Sullinger led all scorers with 23 points, shooting 7 for 15 in the losing effort. Kent State will look to bounce back on the road tomorrow as they travel to take on Eastern Michigan at 6:30. Staying in Kent, the women's basketball team also faced off against Akron, and on Saturday, the Flashes won by a score of 73-51 to improve to 8-2 in conference play. Senior guard Jenna Batch led both teams in scoring with a 25-point performance, while the sophomore duo of Janai Taylor and Maya Babbitt added 14 and 13 of their own. This is Kent State's 5th win in a row on the season, and they will look to make it 6 on Wednesday as they travel to take on Northern Illinois. Now, looking at the NBA, a blockbuster trade occurred on Saturday as Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. While other pieces were included, this star swap is arguably the biggest trade in NBA history and has left the basketball world dumbfounded. Now we're going to go see how those Mavericks fared without Doncic as they took on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavs would be up big all this game as Darius Garland would knock a step-in three. Donovan Mitchell with a little in and out and a nice layup. Cavs up 28 at this point. Mitchell with a step-back three. The Mavericks right now are Klay Thompson and the Wadsworth JV squad, so it's not really looking good for them as Evan Mobley comes in with a one-handed slam in the second quarter. And we would go to the third quarter where Jarrett Allen would follow it up with one of his own. Evan Mobley would get the three here. He'd finish with 22 and 11 rebounds on the night. But with this blowout, it would be the bench that would get some action. It would be Sam Merrill who would knock down a three here. And this would actually happen for the next two clips you're about to see as Sam Merrill would hit not one, not two, not even three, but a career high 9 threes against this Dallas squad as he finishes with a career tied 27 points in a 144-101 victory for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers looking like the best team in the NBA, proving to 40-9 on the season, the number one seed in the league, arguably the best team in the league, 3 All-Stars on the year. But we'll see how they perform after the break, as that is all I have for you tonight. For all things sports and more, tune in to Sports Corner tonight at 8 for KSTV. I'm Maddox Miller.
Keep watching to see if we'll be having more winter or an early spring, along with some other Groundhog Day related details.
Listen with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite,
Unearth hidden passion.
survival, have a good time.
Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall. Writing on the wall. Can make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Well, the verdict's in. 6 more weeks. Punxsutawney Phil woke up and saw his shadow, meaning no early spring. This year marks the 130th anniversary of using the mammal to predict upcoming seasonal changes, according to the Pennsylvania Tourism Office. Fun fact, Phil's predictions actually took place before in Gobbler's Knob. NBC News reports his predictions have been fairly accurate in the past decade.
Last night, the Grammys took place in Crypto.com Arena in downtown Los Angeles following the wildfires that left parts of the city in ruin. Hosted by comedian Trevor Noah, the Grammys used ads for local businesses and raised over $7 million for the Music Cares fire relief. Cowboy Carter by Beyonce won Best Album, while Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar won Song of the Year. There's just a really stacked lineup all around.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Grammys?
No, I didn't, but I looked up the results.
Really?
Yeah.
Did anything surprise you?
A surprise, Gracie Abrams wasn't nominated as much as she was, but I was happy that Sabrina won. I was like, please, please, please.
I tell you what, I did not expect Not Like Us to win Song of the Year. I mean, that only came out because, you know, Kendrick Lamar and Drake were beefing, and I don't think that has ever happened ever before.
Yeah.
That someone's you know, diss track would end up being the Song of the Year, but that is all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
For these stories and more, check out KentStater.com and our socials at KentStater. For KSTV, I'm Nikki Gajeski.
And I'm Michael Neenan. Have a great night, Portage County.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
I got you. Oh, yeah, I got him.
Stupid controller froze again.
You're only saying that because you're losing.
Bet you bought the cheap one.
My controller is junk too. Is this even real?
You're spending less, so...
Yeah? We'll just buy it again?
Smart kids.
Who are you?
Or what are you?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted any... OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's an imposter. He's a fake. Oh.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. And that, Pops...
Could blow up in your face.
That's right, Scruff. Let's take a bite out of crime together and protect ourselves against fakes. Like him.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing an arm.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.